Hi, everybody. Good to see you. So let's look at the inconjunction between the Sun and Uranus in a composite chart today. This is not synastry. This isn't chart-to-chart comparison. That is going to show us how our needs and complexes intersect in more the day-to-day, more personal interpretation interaction. Composite chart is what we both turn into. It's the very unique chemistry that is produced when two people interact with each other. So you know how some people bring out the beast in us, and we do that to each other. Some people, they bring out the best in us, and that's what we experience in each other. And it's what we become. And the composite chart is interesting. It's what we talk about if we find ourselves in the therapist's office. We don't tend to talk about the synastry. We tend to talk about the composite, because that's, it's really it's like the destiny or the potential of the relationship made manifest. Anyway, alrighty. So the inconjunction between the Sun and Uranus. In composite charts, inconjunctions are usually manageable if things are generally good. If things are going well, we both, if there's depth, if there's good reasons to be in the relationship, inconjunctions are usually manageable. Where they don't really ever, not ever, but almost never do well are in transactional relationships, or relationships where we don't have really good reasons or motivations to extend ourselves. Relationships where we don't justify making a lot of sacrifices because it's transactional. If we're there for the right reasons, if we're there because we both want to be there, if we're there because we're choosing each other, we're not using each other. Most inconjunctions in composite charts are very manageable and can contribute to good things in terms of giving us something to laugh at, or to learn to work our way around, but it doesn't inherently harm us or detract. So this is this inconjunction between the Sun and Uranus. If we don't genuinely like each other, if we aren't choosing to be with each other because we want to be there, because we're genuinely attracted to and magnetized towards that person, this inconjunction can be very difficult to tolerate or to manage, and particularly over the course of time. Most inconjunctions are like that. They have a cumulative effect, and they accrue until we get to that place and we're like, I'm mad as hell and I can't take it anymore. And that's usually when an inconjunction is a part of a transactional relationship or another relationship that isn't going well. It already has problems. And then you have to deal with this. It's that kind of thing. And because the nature of inconjunctions is that we have to allow for or make a sacrifice for or decide to compromise in such a way that it's both of us generally feel like we're losing in the deal, and that's when you know you've made an actual compromise. The nature of compromise is not that both of us come out feeling like a winner, or one of us comes out feeling like, yeah, I got what I wanted. That is not a compromise. Compromise is where we should both walk away a little bit unhappy. And we're willing to do that because we see the benefit of it in a good relationship. But with this inconjunction, because we do not have our ideas of becoming, freedom, liberty, because those are not in common. This is something that over the course of time, if we don't like each other, and if we're not together for the right reasons, it shows up as doing less and less with each other, less and less leisure time, hobbies, interaction that is about enjoying the moment and about enjoying each other's company. It's about togetherness. We have a lot of differences with an inconjunction like this when it comes to how we're going to pursue our highest self, our ideas of our authenticity. How we're going to make breakthroughs into new vistas of self-expression. That is something that causes more and more divisiveness, the incompatibilities in how you will achieve those breakthroughs. We might even find those a threat to our own state of being, our own confidence, our own sense of worth. And so we can resent, certainly not understand, but over the course of time, actually come to resent the other person's pursuit of what they want to become. We can try to put limits on that. We can usually think that we know better and try to hold each other back in a way that causes this like condensing and cumulative tension that's like pulling the string on a bow and arrow. What is it called? The bowstring. Pulling it back. Shh, girls. Shh, mommy's working. Pulling that back, and over the course of time, it builds more and more pressure, and eventually we're going to come to that place where one of us is going to break through. We're going to explode because it is Uranus. And that is not something that's supposed to be contained in any way that does not allow for the natural progress and the eventual and for growth. change. And so, because we don't approve of and understand each other's outlets, we do feel judged by that with this in conjunction. And it can be something that does creep in more over the course of time. This isn't like a direct conflict, but this can be one where if we don't have a lot of understanding, and it can sometimes require a lot with this in conjunction, because we will have very big divisions, or I'm going to say divisions. That's not the right word. Chasms, gulfs between our idea of self-enjoyment, how we want to spend our money, leisure time, hobbies. We can have somebody that loves yachts, and that's how they are, that's their hobby. That's where they are finding their outlet. That's where they feel the most free. It may even lead to a breakthrough one day, because they'll finally be able to quit their job and be a yacht captain and maybe drive somebody else's yacht and, make money that way. And then we'll have somebody else in that relationship with them, and they are finding their highest calling through rescuing cats. And they don't have any sympathy for the dude on the yacht. I mean, at first it was, kind of cute, it was fine, but now, I got all these cats, where is he? Where is he? Does he not see that I've got, I got all these litter boxes here. I got cats. I need help with these cats. And he's off on his yacht, oh, man, she just doesn't get it. She could be enjoying the salt and the wind and the freedom of a yacht, but she's home with cats. At first we can laugh at it. After some time goes by, the resources and the time, the attention that we're allocating to those different things, that does tend to be a growing kernel. It starts to turn into a source of grit in the relationship. It sticks in our craw. That's a good way to put it. You never hear that one anymore. With this in conjunction, yes, we definitely stick in each other's craw. So, we should make some efforts to bridge that gap in the best situations, and a lot of times people will, if this is a part of an otherwise well-functioning relationship where we both want to be there, we are willing to make sacrifices with our time. You will have couples that will handle this one well, and you'll have the yacht captain that chooses to stay home and help with the cats. Chooses being the operative word. That's the only way this one works. And then you will also have the cat lady that will find somebody else to tend the cats that day and will make the sacrifice and will sustain her worry for a day about being away from the cats, or she can go and enjoy herself in the salty breeze on the yacht. She doesn't appreciate she's choosing to be home. So sometimes, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a monumental sacrifice to do the things that each other wants to do. But if you don't make that sacrifice, this is something that, because of our lack of cohesive, compatible, freeing activities, we will spend less and less time together. And we will resent that the other person is spending all of their money on cat litter, and the other one is spending all their money, resources, on yachts. It does become a resource and time, money problem. Because we can see that the other person's ideas of the good life are hitting us in our pocket. This is a resource problem. It's an attention problem as well. It's a lifestyle problem, too. At the heart of it, it is a lifestyle problem that we're dealing with this one. And so it's not, thank God, it's not like an ideological problem. Those are the worst ones to deal with. Or libido problems, where we're like cock blocking. No, thank you. This is one that you can negotiate if it's not part of other things that are annoying you or that aren't working. Because it will take time, and it will take energy and willingness to do the other person's stupid activities. Don't make sense to us. You can't force with this one. It's not an opposition. It's not a square. You can't force somebody to not go yachting and stay home with the cats. It's not a, we're not, how is it? What is incompatible is so far from being able to really be used against each other. It's not, we aren't even really able to manipulate each other with it. Yeah, it's like one of those things where when the guy wants to go on his yacht, it's 2 hours away. Like, he's there. Now, the dude, say we have a square. That's like the guy where the yacht, the dock for the yacht is like 20 minutes away. So that's something where we have more of an opportunity with, just by distance and the nature of the conflict, where there's more abrupt or continuous or direct conflict. That's where we can get called back. Oh, he's only 20 minutes away. I can't deal with all this cat crap. And he gets that call, come here and deal with this cat crap. And because she's only 20 minutes away, sometimes he's going to call her up. Hey, I'm about to take off. You're only 20 minutes away. Drop what you're doing. Get somebody to watch the cats and get on down here. And she'd be like, I can't take this anymore. He doesn't appreciate what I'm doing here. It's like this. It's really not a really big deal. Do you see what I'm getting at here? That this is something that you can't do. So you have to look at this in the context of everything. Always keep that in mind with inconjunctions. You can't judge the possibilities by one thing, and with any aspect. There are a few that are more red flags that do carry more weight in terms of what the probable outcomes are going to be. I'd say the hard aspects from Sun to Pluto. Venus, the hard aspects from Venus to Pluto. Hard aspects from Sun or moon to Saturn. Oh God, certainly. Sun, Neptune, hard aspects. There's some that, oh God, yeah, Mars, Saturn, hard ones. Ooh. Yeah, there's some that are more serious in terms of what you can expect. And inconjunctions are generally not those. These are the straws that break the camel's back. The sticks that you load the camel with initially, the bricks, the heavy stuff, that is going to be more squares and oppositions, some conjunctions. And then we'll have like minor aspects, like quintiles, which usually are good, but they're half good, half bad. We'll get to those as soon as I'm done with all the major aspects, and noviles. I can't wait to get to those minor aspects. It's going to be so fun and juicy. Inconjunctions are the differences that aren't as light as a feather. There are some other, minor hard aspects. Not quintiles. Noviles can almost be light as a feather. Probably vigentiles, I would say. Deciles. Those can be not even vigentile. I would say that's almost overwhelmingly probably good. Septiles. There's some ways of relating to each other where the conflict or the problem that's indicated by the geometric angle between the planets it holds more weight. So look at the major aspects between inner planets to inner planets, in composite charts to inner planets to outer planets. Not always Mercury, sometimes, but not usually, as that first layer of weight or burden that a camel is carrying. And then look at like inconjunctions, sesquiquadrates, semi-squares, some quintiles, semi-sextiles. It's like that middle layer. It's like the sticks on top of the bricks. And they get progressively lighter until we get to the top. And sometimes inconjunctions are going to be that last straw, but sometimes like this one, actually, it's a little bit thicker. It's more like a twig in terms of the potential for what you add to a relationship and the collapse that you can then experience. So if you like each other, if you're willing to make some sacrifices with your time and your resources, the most you'll get out of this is annoyed. And you'll have some really good stories to tell your friends and your family about how the other person just has the weirdest hobby. You won't believe what they bought. But all in all, it's relatively harmless, and it gives us something to laugh at each other about. Okay, that's what I got. If you're interested in more stuff like this, you can find a lot more videos on my channel here about synastry, composite chart, natal chart, all kinds of stuff. And I am open for appointments right now. Synastry, composite chart analysis, birth charts, transit, solar return, general consultation. And I am starting my natal chart interpretation class, the baby beginner class in January. So I'll keep you updated about that. The textbook, the brand new textbook, which I am designing as an art book as well, with many inserts included in it, because that's a very foundational course where it's very, very helpful to have pages or inserts or handouts in the form of charts that we can look at, reference charts that we can look at to get quick keywords, gather our thoughts, remember how to do the math real quick, because sometimes we'll draw a blank when we're first starting out. So, all right, guys, I'll see you super soon. Have a good one.